Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the course of this video lesson, I'll be explaining on how to name compounds that are alkenes. And there are special features about this group of compounds. Now, alkenes are also regarded to be called olefins, and they are double bonded. And as well, they are sp2 hybridized. But in the course of this video lesson, we'll be focusing on the IUPAC nomenclature of this set of compounds. And there is something you'll be seeing in this compound, and you'll be seeing double bonds. So moving further, let's get into the first practice example. It's actually very easy. Now, here is the first practice example. Now, in naming organic compounds, be it alkanes, be it alkenes or alkynes, alcohols, alkanals, alkanones, ketones, that's the other name for alkanones, alkanoids, also called esters, ethers, and so many other groups of organic compound, it follows the same pattern. So please and please, if you've not watched my video lesson on how to name alkanes, those single bonded compound, the link will be available up here, so you do want to go watch that video. And also I have another video lesson that explains the general IUPAC nomenclature of organic compounds. But let's get specifically into this video, which is how to name alkenes. So in this video, we'll be naming strictly compounds that are alkenes. So let's get into the first practice question. The first step: identify the longest continuous carbon chain. So you have to look at this compound and identify the carbon-carbon connection that was longest. And in the look of things, this is the longest continuous carbon chain. The next step is to number this longest continuous carbon chain. That's the next step. Now, you have to number in the direction so that the functional group or the substituent we have a low number as possible. Now, looking at this compound, where is the functional group? This is the functional group, the alkene functional group, that tells us that this compound is an alkene. So you have to make sure that that functional group have a very low number as possible. Meaning that, let's explain. So the way you number in the forward direction and also in the backward direction. So let's number forward. 1, 2, 3. Let's number backward. 1, 2, 3. You can say I numbered forward and also I numbered backward. So which of the numbering should I go for? Now, if you observe logical reasoning, I said that your functional group should have a very low number as possible. And if you observe, when we counted upward, forward, you can see that the functional group is between two numbers here, which is number 2 and number 3. And if you counted downward, you can see that the functional group of backward, you can see that functional group between 1 and 2. So logically, which will you go for? What did I say? Make sure that your substituent or your functional group have a very low number as possible. So then this cannot go. Do you understand? So this is the best way to number. Now, if you observe again, please note this. What I'm about explaining now applies to every other compound. Please note this. If you observe, are you noticing that this functional group is between 2 carbons, carbon 1 and carbon 2? Make sure that the functional group goes to the carbon with the smaller number. Do you understand? So this functional group is actually for carbon 1, not for carbon 2. Please note this. So another thing, we have to basically identify the type of compound this is, because it has 3 carbon, and a 3 carbon organic compound should be called prop. I already explained it in my video lesson on how to name alkanes. So make sure after watching this video, do well to go watch that particular video lesson. Now, this must be noted. A 1 carbon compound, organic compound to be precise, is called met. A 2 carbon organic compound is called et. A 3 carbon organic compound is called prop, as seen here. A 4 carbon organic compound is called bute. A 5 carbon organic compound is called pent. A 6 carbon organic compound is called hex. A 7 carbon organic compound is called hept. An 8 carbon organic compound is called oct. A 9 carbon organic compound is called non. And lastly, a 10 carbon organic compound is called dec. So this compound has how many carbon? It has 3 carbon, That is why it should be called prop. But specifically, what type of organic compound is this? It's called an alkene, so the name should end with propene, but not like that. Okay, because the functional group alkene was present in carbon 1, so definitely it should be called prop 1 in. Do you understand? So this is the name of this compound, prop 1 in. So let's get into the next practice example. So moving further, for this example, it's still the same step you must follow, and the step is you have to identify your longest continuous carbon chain. So let's identify it together, and which is this. You can see here. And the next, you have to number forward and also number backward. So let's number forward now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's number backward. Here becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the next step, you have to make sure that this your substituent and your functional group has a low number. Now, in this particular compound, we have a functional group and also a substituent. And the substituent is the chlorine functional group. Hydrogen is not a substituent because hydrogen and carbon is what make up these organic compounds called hydrocarbons. Do you understand? So any other group that we appear apart from carbon and hydrogen should be called a substituent. And the functional group here that tells us the identity of this group of compound is the alkene functional group. And this is a substituent. And remember, your the numbering should favor your functional group. So in the sense that, how do you think I should number? Should I number in this direction or number in this direction? Now, if we number in this direction, our substituent, our functional group, rather, we belong to carbon 3. Do you understand? But if we number in this direction, is going to belong to carbon 2. I believe you understand. But let me explain in a very easy pattern. Now, if you check, what's the number between these two, between this functional group, 3 and 4? And what's the number between this functional group when you count backward, 2 and 3? Which will you go for? What did I explain here? You must go with the one with the lower number. So this is already out. Do you understand? This is out already. So we have to follow this direction. So we've seen that this compound has 5 carbon, so it should be called pent. And now the functional group, now if you can see it's between 2 and 3, which will you go for? Is it 3 or 2? 2. I believe you understand why I'm saying 2. I've explained here. So it's going to be pent 2 in. Now let's name our substituent. In this group, we had 2 substituents. We had one substituent at carbon 1 and another substituent at carbon 4. Now the point I'm trying to make here is this in priority, you give priority to your functional group than all of these substituents. Do you understand? You must make sure that your numbering favors your functional group than the substituent. Do you understand? So the alkene functional group has more priority to the chloro group, to the bromo group, iodo group, fluoro group, as the case may be. Even this group, they call it CH3. This is called the methyl group as well. The alkyl group has, the alkene group, which is the double bond functional group, has more priority to them. So than them, rather. So we have to make sure the numbering favors this group. So the next step we have to number a substituent or name the substituent as well. At carbon 1, we had chloro. So we have 1 chloro. At carbon 4 as well, we add another chloro, so it's going to be 4 chloro. So what do? We have to add them together. So the name of this compound becomes, look at it, so very easy, 1, 4. Do you understand? Because we have between numbers use comma, and how many of this chlorine do we have? 2. So it's going to be dichloro pent 2 in, and note between numbers and letters use dash to separate them. So this is the name of this compound. It is easy. Follow it step by step. You'll be able to do it. Meanwhile, let's name this compound together. First of all, looking at this compound has two of these alkene functional group. Do you understand? So definitely this compound is a special alkene called diene. Do you understand? Because it has 2. If it has 3, we'll call it triene. Di means 2, tri means 3. But if it's just itself, you call it ene, as you are seeing here. But now this guy name should end with diene because it has 2 of this group. And also, what do we do normally? We must make sure that we identify the longest continuous carbon chain. After identifying you number in both direction. 1. Okay, let's number forward first. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, what do we do? How do we know the best direction to number form? I will teach you. It's very easy. So what we do first is to watch the upward direction to which we numbered. So if you observe here, okay, you already know, I believe you've mastered that between these two numbers, which of the carbon does this functional group goes to? Carbon 2. I believe you understand why it's easy. Carbon 2. And also between these two, which of the carbon did this group fall under? Carbon 4. So we have 2. In one of my videos on how to name alkanes, I explained that. Okay, so you have to add the numbers. So we had 2 here, so we had 4 here. So 2 plus 4, that is 6. So let's use this numbering. So between these guys, which one should it go to? Carbon 1 as well. So here should be 1 plus. Between these guys as well, which one should it go to? Carbon 3. I believe you understand what I'm saying. I believe you understand what I'm doing. So here become 3. So here is 4. So definitely, do you think we have to use upward or downward direction? Downward. That's the simple way to know it. So we'll use downward direction because it has a lower number. That's the step. Our functional group must have a very low number as possible. That was what we said. So what do we do? This one should cancel out. So we have to follow this way. So, and now we have how many carbons? 5. So this compound's name becomes, since it has 5 carbon, it should be pent. Okay, and at carbon 1 we had this group. I cannot say at carbon 2 we had this group because between these two numbers you must give it to the lower number. So at carbon 1 we had a group, so it's going to be pent 1. At carbon 3 we had another group, which is the in functional group. So 1, 3, and what do we to separate them? Dash. So this compound's name is called pent 1, 3 diene. It's easy. It's actually very easy. So this is the step you follow in order to name alkene. So I'll give you practice questions, so you solve and provide the answer in the comment section. Now, if you find all of these video lessons helpful, make sure you share with your friends, okay? Because it will help you guys improve greatly. You have group chat, make sure you send the link, take the link from the video and send it to your friends, okay? To help you all improve greatly. So if you like this video, make sure you give this video a like, comment down, and also subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching and get ready for your practice question. All right guys, so this is your practice question you'll be solving and provide the answer in the comment section. It is easy. If you observe this compound here, we had 3 substituents, this, and this. So you know these two, they are common. And make sure that your numbering favors this group, which is your functional group, the alkene functional group. So with all what I've said, follow the step, identify the longest continuous carbon chain, count it forward and backward, name it, and then incorporate your substituent. You get the answer to this question without stress. So make sure you comment down, okay, in the comment section, okay? Thanks for watching.